sure you can see me. All right, so welcome to week 4, which is the final week of Stretch and Pray for the Advent season. We are going to continue on our journey. This week, the candle was the candle for love. And with our Savior's theme, it was Untangling Your Dreams. And we are going to finish reading from the book of Luke, the story of Jesus' birth. All right, before we read anything, let's warm up a little bit. I'm going to start from the feet up again. So if you're on the floor, you can just bring your feet out in front of you. If you're sitting in the chair, you can just have your feet out in front of you. And I want you to just spread your toes and kind of scrunch them. Spread the toes and scrunch them. And spread the toes and scrunch them. And don't scrunch them too hard. I want you to focus more on spreading rather than scrunching. Good. One more time. Spread. Good. And now put your feet on the ground, and I want you to imagine that you're trying to grab a pencil with your toes. So just kind of drag your toes along the ground like you're trying to pull a pencil in towards you. Keep breathing. Good, and one more. And you can lay down if you want to, if you're on the ground. Otherwise, I'm going to stay up in this position. I'm going to roll my ankle. So if you want to lay down, that's a little bit more comfortable than the position I'm in. If it starts to bother my back, I may take it lower. And then go the other way. I'm going to go a little bit lower. And now point and flex at the ankle. Good, and release that and switch sides. Roll the ankle around. I forgot to mute you guys. Can you put yourself on mute? And then go the other way. And point and flex. Good, and release. Or not everyone's on mute. I'm going to put everybody on mute. Because if it switches, then you'll see somebody else. Okay. All right. So now I want you to just straighten the leg and bend it and alternate legs. Just extend and bend, extend and bend. Breathe out as you extend. Good, one more. Good, now just lift the knee up and down. If you're sitting in the chair, either way, ground that opposite foot down into the ground as you lift the leg up. If you're sitting in the chair, you're just lifting the knee straight up. If you're laying on the floor, you're drawing the knee in towards you a little bit more. One more each side. Good. Now if you're sitting on the chair, over the stool and back. Over the stool and back. If you're on the ground, you can circle your knees away. So if you're on the chair, one leg at a time. Over the stool if you're sitting on the chair. If you're laying down, now switch the direction if you're laying down. Keep going over the stool and back if you're sitting on the chair. Good, and release that. If you're on the ground, come up to sitting. And let's go into our torso, circling around. Keep the bottom down. breathe out as you come around. Let's go one more, and then switch the direction. One more, and bring it back to center. Good, let's take a flat back forward. Inhale, exhale, roll it up. Inhale, lead with the heart. Exhale, roll it up. If you're sitting on the ground, you can take the feet out and grab behind the thighs just to make it a little bit bigger. Inhale, forward. Exhale, roll it up. Inhale, forward. Exhale, roll it up. One more time. If you're sitting on the chair, I don't want you to grab your legs because you don't need to. And release that. Good. Let's take the hands to the thighs and just let's do a little shift side to side of the waist. Moving that rib cage over the hips side to side. Keep the shoulders relaxed and down. Naples drawn in. Good, and now reach it side to side, straight out to the side. Good, one more each direction, and bring it back to center. Good. So roll the shoulders back, breathe out. And switch it forward. Just those shoulders are moving. The arms are following because you're moving your shoulders. Good, and now just raise the shoulders up toward the ears and then gently release them down. Lift them up towards your ears and gently release them down. One more time, lift and release it down. Good, let's take the ear to the shoulder and then roll it through to the other side, ear to shoulder, and roll it through. And I'm only rolling downward, I'm not rolling backwards, so just forward. And then ear to shoulder, and forward. Let the shoulders relax. And let's bring it back, and back up to neutral. Good, and now just take the ear to the shoulder side to side without rolling. Good, let's do one more each side. Good, now gently look to the right, bring it center, look to the left, bring it center. Only go as far as your neck's okay going. One more, and bring it center. Good, chin to chest, back up to center, chin to chest. Back up to center, chin to chest, back up to center one more time, and back up to center. Good, I hope you feel a little looser, a little warmer. So I'm going to continue from where we left off last week. So this is actually into chapter 2 now. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world, and everyone went to his own town to register. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. All right, so let's start off with our breathing exercise. So sitting up nice and tall, whether you're on the floor or on the chair, relax the shoulders, just bring your focus to your breath. And just start to take some nice deep breaths in and out. You can be in and out through your nose, in through your nose, out through your mouth, whatever feels most comfortable. and natural. You can close your eyes if you'd like. And I want you to take your hands to your belly, take that breath deeper into your belly. Big inhale, feel your belly expand and widen. Exhale, feel your belly deflate. And again, trying to remember to breathe deeply while we're holding stretches. Let's take one more breath in and exhale. Good. All right, we're going to start off standing. And I'm going to stand to the side of my chair. Now you can stand behind your chair and then turn sideways if you want to, or you can have your chair to the side, depending on where you're, the space that you have and what you're seeing me. All right. I have my chair here so that I don't have as much shadow on my legs. I'm going to tilt this up just a little bit so my head's not completely cut off, but I want you to see my feet too. All right, so we're going to start off. I'm just going to take not a big step forward. I want you to be able to keep that back heel down. So it doesn't matter which foot you take forward because we'll do both sides. All right. Now I can already feel this in my calf of the back leg with my heel down. Make sure your heel is right in line with your toe, that your foot doesn't look like this or your foot doesn't look like that. You want it right in line. This foot too. And you'll really feel that stretch mainly in that upper calf. Now I'm just going to lift up onto that back toe and then push down into that heel. Lift up onto that back toe and then push down into that heel. Lift up and push down. Let's do one more time. Lift up, push down and hold, and just breathe. Stay up nice and tall. We're not leaning forward at all. Good. Now I'm going to scoot that foot in a little bit, and I'm going to bend that back knee, and I'm going to sit back into that heel, and then I'm going to straighten that knee. So I'm going to bend the knee and sit back, and then come back up tall. So we're starting off with an active stretch, and then we hold for the dynamic or the static stretch. And lift it, and now hold. And you should feel this lower in that calf toward the Achilles tendon and into the shin. Keep breathing. If it's too intense, move the foot around till it feels better. You may need to scoot in a little bit more with the foot. Good, and now come up tall, and I'm going to shift my weight into that standing leg, and I'm just going to lift the toes of the front foot and then put them down. Lift the toes and put it flat. Lift the toes, so we're going into the shin of this leg now. And lift the toes and lift the toes. Good, now lift the toes and hold. Really try to draw those toes toward the shin. Staying up nice and tall. I only have a slight bend in my standing leg. Good, and shake it out. And now I'm going to step the other foot forward. And again, you want that nice straight line with your foot. Come up tall, pushing that heel down. You should feel the stretch, but it shouldn't be too much. So if it's too much, scoot your foot closer a little bit. And I'm going to lift up onto that toe and then put that heel down. Lift up onto the toe, and I'm only shifting my weight slightly into that front leg. I'm not going way into that front leg. Just more up toward the ceiling. I want my head to go toward the ceiling rather than my body to go too much forward. And lift and lower one more time. Lift and lower and hold and really push that heel into the ground, trying to elongate that calf as much as you can. My knee's straight but not locked out. Keep breathing. Good. Now scoot that foot in a little bit, and we're going to bend that back knee and sit the bottom into that heel, and then come back up tall. Shift it back and come up tall. So you should feel your bottom going back behind you, and then come up tall and sit it back and come up tall, and now sit it back and hold. Pull the navel in, keep your chest lifted. Breathe. Good, and now come up, scoot it in a little bit, put the weight on that other leg, and then lift the toes of the front foot and put it down. Lift the toes and put them flat, lift the toes and put them flat, lift the toes and put them flat, lift the toes and put them flat. Now this time lift and hold, pull the toes toward the shin, breathe. Stay up nice and tall. Good, and release that and shake it out. Okay, now I want you to, you're going to turn, put the chair in front of you. I'm going to go this way so you can see what I'm doing. Have the chair in front of you the way I have the chair in front of me. And we're going to step the foot out. Doesn't matter again which one you do because we're going to do both sides. You want to keep your hips facing your chair. So make sure you don't let your hips turn toward that leg. Keep the hips facing the chair. We're going to do like a warrior two in yoga, but we're just going to move the leg. So I'm going to bend that knee and I'm going to straighten it. And my toes are facing out to the side here. My other toes are facing my chair. So bend and straighten. Keep the hips facing forward. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Good. Now bend and hold, and you're stretching the opposite leg's inner thigh, the leg that's straight. Breathe. And bring that up again. And now I'm going to bend it again, and this time I am going to turn my body toward that knee. And I'm going to come down. Now, if that doesn't feel good, you can stay up taller. I'm going to come down, and I'm going to actually rotate my upper body. If you need to hang on to the chair, though, you can rotate your shoulder and keep the hand still on the chair. Make sure your knee's in line with the ankle, that it's not jutting too far forward. Definitely you should be able to see most of your foot. Grab hold of the chair again and bring yourself up. Shake it out. And we're going to do the other side. So step that other foot out. Toes go off to the side. My other toes are facing the chair, and I'm going to bend and straighten that opposite leg. Bend it and straightening it. And as you bend it again, you should still be able to see your toes. So the knee can go over the foot on here, but not past the toes. Inhale as you bend, exhale as you bring it in. One more time. Good, and now hold it and get that inner thigh stretched to the opposite leg, the straight leg. Keep the hips facing forward. And you may feel it in the bent leg because that one's doing a little bit of work just to hold you up. And straighten it up again. Take a little breath. Now bend it again, and I'm going to turn toward that knee. You can come down to your forearm, and you can let go of the chair if that feels okay to do. Otherwise, hang on to the chair as you turn your shoulder. Grab hold of the chair again and bring yourself back up to the center. Walk your feet in, shake it out. Good. All right, I'm going to turn my chair around so that the seat is facing me. And I'm going to stand my feet chair distance apart or even a little wider if you can. And I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to just sit straight down. I'm going to turn my toes out to the sides. So make sure you're not leaning into the chair like that. You want to be straight up. If this is too low to put your hands on the seat, you can turn the chair back around. Now I'm going to go lower because my hips will let me. If that's too deep, then stay up taller. You want to make sure you're up here, that you're not looking like this. You want to be more up. You shouldn't be hovering over the chair or laying over the chair. You want your body more upright. And I'm feeling this deep into my hips and into my inner thighs. Come taller if you need to. And now I'm going to straighten my legs up. I'm going to come a little bit away from the chair so that I can go to the floor. Now, if that is too low, you can have your hands still on the chair. Lift your tailbone up to the ceiling as you lower your upper body. If your head comes to the chair, you can rest your head on the chair. Hand back to the seat. Roll yourself up. Just walk in a little bit, and we're going to go into a standing cat and cow. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to arch my back a little bit here. Inhale, exhale, and I'm going to roll it up. Inhale, arch. Exhale, roll it up. Inhale, arch. Exhale, roll it up. Really pull the navel into the spine. Inhale, arch. Exhale, roll it up. One more time. We're going to hold the cat stretch. Inhale. Exhale, pull the navel and chin to the chest. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Elbows are soft. Good. Take your hands to your thighs and roll yourself up slowly. And roll it out. All right, you can either have a seat back on the chair or you can come back down to the ground. Move my camera again. All right, continuing on. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in the manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. All right, let's go into some upper body stretches. If you're seated on the chair, you're going to put your, I'm thinking which arm I want to do first. You're going to put your hand on your thigh, and we're going to lift the right arm up. If you're on the floor, you can put your hand on the ground, and then release that, and we're going to switch sides. So we're going to start off a little bit active again. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Pull the navel in. Lift from the rib cage. And let's hold the next one. Lifting from the rib cage. If that bothers your shoulder, you can let the shoulder drop forward. Otherwise, I'm trying to get that arm right in line with my ear. Breathe. Keeping the bottom down. Good, and release that, and other side. Lift from the rib cage and then relax the shoulders. Breathe. And release that. Roll it out. Now I just want you to gently kind of twist side to side. Again, we're starting a little more active here. Pull the navel in. Stay up nice and tall. Good, and now let's hold it over to one side. Reach around, grab that thigh, and then twist as far as you comfortably can, looking over that back shoulder. But keep this shoulder open and down. Navel's drawn in. If you're on the ground, make sure you're not leaning back. Stay up on your fingertips. If you're sitting on the chair, you can have your arm draped over the top of the chair. Keep breathing. All right, I'm going to go a little deeper into the chest here. I'm going to keep the back hand where it is, and I'm going to twist the other way, so you're going to feel it on this side, and I'm going to twist the other way. Breathe. Navel's in. So the first stretch was more into our back and our waist. The second stretch is more into our chest and our bicep. Good, and release that and just kind of go side to side again. Good, and let's hold it to the other side now. Twisting around as far as you're comfortable, keeping your bottom down, looking over that back shoulder, but keeping the chest open. Breathe. And then keeping that back arm where it is and twisting the other way. And release that. Good, and roll it out. All right, we're going to do a little bit more to open the chest. I want you to take your hands right by your ear, and I've just got my fingertips by my neck here. So I'm not grabbing my head, and then I'm just drawing my elbows back to open up the chest a little bit more. Breathe. Feeling the shoulder blades draw together a bit. One more big breath. Good, and release that. All right, so let's go to the opposite muscles in the upper back. So I'm going to give myself a hug. I want you to grab like you're trying to pull your shoulder blades apart and draw them forward. And I'm just going to let my chin come down. Breathe as deeply as you can here. Good. Lift up the head, uncross, and then take the other arm on top. Same thing. Reach behind. Try to grab those shoulder blades and pull them forward. Relax the shoulders down. And then you can go ahead and lower your chin to your chest. And release that and roll it out. All right, I'm going to read the third passage. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is Christ the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." Suddenly a great company of the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to men on whom his favor rests." All right, so let's go into your shoulders. So let's draw the arm across. Other arm comes underneath and gives that arm a hug. Relax the shoulder down and then just gently pull until you feel that stretch wrap to the back of the shoulder a little bit more. So as we're stretching the shoulders, thinking about, again, the theme is love. The love of a baby is one of the greatest loves we have. And it's untangling the dreams, and the shepherds must have felt like they were dreaming when they saw the angels. And release that and bring the other arm across, and then underneath and pull, shoulders down. And release that. Good. Let's go back to the first arm. Hand on that shoulder and then trying to reach your shoulder blade. And then I'm going to gently press that arm up with the other hand. Trying to get that elbow to go toward the ceiling as much as you comfortably can. Breathe. If you're up here, make sure you're not grabbing your elbow too much. Keep breathing. And release that other hand, reaching toward that same shoulder blade. Lift that arm up as high as you can and then gently press it a little bit more if that feels okay. Keep breathing. gently release that. Roll it out. All right, let's go into our wrists and our fingers. So let's take palm up, fingertips down. Grab hold. Make sure you're not grabbing just the fingertips, but you're grabbing most of the fingers, and pull back as you press the base of your palm forward, straightening out that arm. Just don't lock it out. Only pull back as far as is comfortable. Good, and then flip the hand over, fingertips down. Gently grab from the knuckles and pull back as you press this part forward. Good, and shake that out. Other hand, fingers down, pull back as you press forward. Relax the shoulder. And flip it over. Shake it out. Good. Now let's do the fingers. Pull one finger back at a time. And you're focused on that first joint where the finger meets the hand. Letting the finger itself be cradled. The knuckles are soft to make sure you don't have a real rigid finger that you're pulling back. And thumb. Shake it out. Other side, pulling it back again, focusing where the finger meets the hand. And I've got my thumb kind of bracing that top knuckle as I pull back. All right, let's finish with the neck. So let's take the ear to the shoulder. Release that opposite arm away. If you want to deepen it, you can gently press on the head. Making sure the ear is right over the shoulder. Breathe. And now gently tip the head toward the armpit, looking toward the armpit. Shoulders relax down. Breathe. Release the head. Gently roll it to the front and kind of just sway the head a little bit side to side, and then take it over to the other side, ear to shoulder. Release that opposite arm and shoulder away. If you want to deepen it, you can gently pull. Release the shoulder. Breathe. Good, and now gently turn the head, looking toward the armpit. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Release the head and let the chin come to the front. Roll the shoulders back and down. You can stay here, or you can gently take the hands to the head and gently press downward. Relax the shoulders. Let the elbows come forward, opening up the upper back as well as the neck. And gently release that. Bring the head up to neutral. Good. You can stay seated if you're on the ground and you want to lie back. You can lie back. I'm going to read the last part. When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about." So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby who was lying in the manger. When they had seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told them about this child. All who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. But Mary treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things they had heard and seen, which were just as they had been told. So let's sit with the hands, or you can lay with the palms up next to you. If you're sitting, the palms are in your lap. You can close your eyes if you'd like, and just draw your attention to your breath again. And let's just take a few moments to contemplate this story of Jesus' birth. And we also heard about John the Baptist's birth. And again, the theme tonight is love. And we know God so loved the world that he sent his only son. And this is just the beginning. And the other theme is untangling our dreams. Think about the dreams that you have that you need God to help you untangle. Bring your focus back to your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, taking yourself out of that deeper relaxation, but taking that sense of peace and calm with you. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes. And let's finish with a couple of big breaths. Big inhale. And exhale. And again, big inhale. And exhale. Very nice job.